It's time to talk about shows, to talk about the fact that I'm literally so sad right now and the world is crumbling to the ground. Originally, this video was going to be about me not being able to find a job, like anywhere. But I realized that I couldn't do it for like two main reasons. Number one, if I talk about like not being able to get a job, I'm gonna talk about everything else that's wrong with this world right now, and I'm not gonna be happy. I'm just not gonna be happy. Also, I'm gonna go to rant, and I don't know if I can even do that anymore because apparently the constitutional right of freedom of speech is just gone. So,
oh my God, like, can we talk about like the political and economic state of the world right now?
yeah, that's actually all the reasons. So instead, we're gonna do a part 2 to my adaptations video. Woo! Go watch it if you want. Hey, I'm not forcing you. I have the cards here, new ones. And so I'm gonna shuffle them and then we can start. Okay, I'm sorry my energy is so low right now. I think I'm gonna be PMSing, but first up, Heartstopper. Woo! Way back in 2021. I know, so far away. I found out about this comic book called Heartstopper on Webtoon. Whoa! I start reading it and I love it, right? And then as time goes on, I'm reading every single chapter. Even whenever she was on that hiatus, I was reading it. I was invested, right? And then so when the first season came out, I was like, oh my God, we're gonna get to see Nick and Charlie in real life. And this adaptation is actually a really good example of a good adaptation. I didn't like one change they did, and it was Charlie. The casting was great. But all I wished for was that Joe Locke look how he did in Agatha. That Charlie is what we saw in the comic, and that's what I would have loved. But other than that, I love it. It's a great adaptation. I'm a little concerned that it got turned into a movie adaptation for the final season, but hey, I'm just glad that they're ending it while they're on a peak, because if they ended it in 5 seasons from now, I actually would have been very, very scared for the integrity of this franchise. So I was really cool with it. I like Heartstopper. I think it's a good adaptation. Oh, I didn't explain what it was about. So basically, the premise of the story is we have Charlie, who is in grade 10, he gets switched out of his form group. This is in this is London, British. I don't know anything about what's happening. So he got put out of his form group, and then when he gets into this new form group, he's like, oh my God, I'm next to this grade 11 jock named Nick Nelson. Time moves on, they get a friendship, boom, they like each other, start kissing at a party. Anyway, oh, my headband isn't on. Hi. That's it for Heartstopper. Next up, to all the boys I loved before. I could talk about this for hours. I don't even remember when I got into this movie. I don't remember, and that's how you know I've been watching it for years. I have a tradition. Every Valentine's Day, like clockwork, I sit down and I watch every single movie in the franchise, including Exo Kitty. Valentine's Day week is a movie marathon for me. I never read the books. Apparently, I shouldn't, because Peter actually sucks in the books. I don't know. That's not my problem. I love Exo Kitty. It got way better in second season. I don't know what they did, but it was just... And then the movies, I was a huge John Ambrose girl. I still kind of am. I think she was perfect for him. And I hate the replaceable black character. I hate it. I hate that. But Peter is a good boyfriend for her in the movie, too. Especially in the third movie. The third movie is a really good, ending to the franchise. If you don't know what 12 Boys Love Before is, it's on Netflix. Go watch it. I'm not explaining it because you should know it by now. Okay, next. Be normal. Be normal. The Darkest Minds. This could be the last one I talk about because of how long it's gonna be. Hey, hi. So I never explained what this book series was about because unlike the other things I'm gonna talk about, this one is a little more obscure. Basically, it's about this girl named Ruby who after she turned 10, ended up gaining powers, but everybody in the country ended up gaining powers at the age of 10 as well. And so she gets put into a camp and escapes later on, like 6 years later, and has to figure out how to end all of this in the country by herself with her 3 friends. Okay, bye. I got into this book franchise in 8th grade. I remember it clear as day. I went to my English teacher. I said, hey, can I have this book that you're reading? I read that first book in 2 days. I went and bought the second book. I read that in 2 days. Read about the third book. Read that in maybe a week. This book franchise was the best thing I ever read in my life. To this day, it's still my favorite book trilogy of all time. And then I watched the movie because that was the whole reason I was reading the books in the first, because I wanted to watch the movie. And I was like, no, it's not. It was just so mediocre. It was mediocre because it wasn't bad. It was just like, compared to the books, they didn't do it the way they needed to be done. Hilariously enough, my dream role is to play Ruby in this adaptation of a TV adaptation. Cast me, please. If you love fantasy and dystopia, read Darkest Mind. So good, so good. Please take my word for it. I beg you. Wicked! This is perfect, actually. This is perfect. I am not a musical fan. No. Let me rephrase that. I am not a this musical fan. I never got into Wicked. I got into Hamilton. I got into one song of Dear Evan Hansen. I got into Heathers, but not this. I heard of it, but I was like, okay. And then I went and I watched the movie. I became a Wicked fan. I can't even go back and watch listen to the musical version. Doesn't do it for me. I don't care. You can fight me because I know people are like,
you can never replace the musical. The musical was a blueprint.
And you're right. But Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo's mixing the harmonies. I was floating in that theater. I ascended. They couldn't get me off the ceiling. I can't wait for the next movie just because I want to hear that glorious voice in my ears. I want to hear Cynthia Erivo just belting, doing it so easily. Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I only read the first book because I found out that the series was coming out, and the only reason I watched the show was because Annabeth was black. Sorry. And then I saw that Grover was South Asian. Put me on. The book was really okay, in my opinion. I'm not a huge Percy Jackson fan, but I did like the show. I am not a Percy Jackson fan, so I can't talk about this too much, but I think it was good. I liked it. I'm excited for season 2, but not really, because I'm not really a fan of it, but... Alright, last one. Yeah, perfect way to end this. Avatar: The Last Airbender. They took this masterpiece of an animated series and they low-key ruined it. We all know what Avatar: The Last Airbender is. If you haven't, I don't know where you've been. Get a Netflix subscription or a legal site. Who said that? I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender 2020. I was in quarantine. I didn't know what to do. I watched that show. I wish I could go back and watch it again for the first time. That show was everything. Zuko's arc is one of the best arcs of all time. Fight me on it. You can't. That was an amazing story arc. And then you watch the show they had the perfect casting for Aang. He's perfect. That's all I can say. I'm excited for season 2 because I want to see Toph. The casting for Toph, I love that. I love him. I think her name is Mia. I love her. She was in Darkest Minds. I love her. But hey, we'll see what happens. If I'm mad enough and I want to talk about it, season 2, I will. You know I will. That's all my cards. Hope y'all enjoyed. Here's my socials: Instagram, TikTok. Follow me. Perchance. I don't know. I'll see y'all next time. Bye!